What's up,
And we're back.
gang?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Combat Sports Report podcast. I'm your host, Alan, with your co-host, Simkai,
Yes,
up
sir.
there or to the left, depending on how you're seeing this. We are back for this is episode what, 19?
This is episode 20, my friend.
Episode 20. This is a milestone for us.
20 episodes, guys. We're here, we're rocking it, and we're having fun. And guys, so it's our 20th episode. Before we jump into upcoming UFC events, I mean, kind of should give everyone like a little bit of of an exciting announcement. But Alan, should we tell
Drum
them
roll.
drum roll? We will be doing fighter interviews on the Combat Sports Report. We will be meeting with pro MMA fighters, amateur fighters, combat sports people of the game. It's going to be awesome. You're going to see, we're going to be asking them some questions about how they got into the sport, uh, what their favorite
I'm gonna be
moves
talking,
are.
I'm gonna be talking all types of shop with them, like how do they cut
Exactly.
weight,
You
what kind
guys
of
better
recovery
not
do
miss
they
this.
do? All types of stuff. We're going to be going deep. Stimkai got the fan perspective. I got the fighter perspective. We're going to be
Exactly.
mapping it all out for you
It's
guys.
gonna be awesome, guys. You guys definitely gotta check that out, and that's being announced
Hmm.
on the 20th episode. You may see it soon. We may have our first guest soon. You gotta
Very
stay
soon.
tuned. You gotta stay
We got
tuned,
our
folks.
first couple interviews coming up shortly. Stay
Yes,
tuned for that.
sir.
Now, without further ado, Simkai, let's get right into it.
Yes, sir. So,
Elephant in the
Alan.
room. There's no UFC this weekend.
Yeah, bro.
Hmm.
But before we get into the UFC news, I will tell you what is going on this weekend, folks. So, this weekend we have LFA tomorrow. It starts at 8 p.m. A lot of good prospects on this card. I may add. In the main event,
Yeah.
we got featherweight prospects going at it for a chance to get at the promotional title. We got 10-1 Delara versus 10-4 Henrique. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm excited about that co-main because we got 10-0 Santos versus 13-0 Perjuzela. So that's an undefeated co-main event, welterweight. There's a lot of up and coming talent on this LFA card. If you don't know, LFA is on the UFC Fight Pass. Many fighters from LFA and other promotions on the Fight Pass will eventually go to fight in the UFC or the Dana White Contender Series.
A couple of my boys fought on LFA before
Yeah, but actually,
on the
folks,
prelims.
I don't know if you know this, but this guy fought on the Fight Pass. So,
Not on LFA though. That was on
not on
CES.
LFA, but he fought on what's the name of the promotion?
CES.
CES MMA. So there's lots of talent coming up and from there to
Hmm.
that gets into the UFC. But yeah, so
Yep.
LFA tomorrow at 8 p.m. and then Sunday we got our people at Fury Fighting. Shout out to Fury Fighting. They always give us the shout out. They always give the love. Uh Eric G and Shonuff run that. So great
Yeah, they
promotion.
do a beautiful job with their promotion, and they are by far our most avid supporters on Instagram. So
Yes,
shout
sir.
out to you guys.
Based in Texas, Houston. There's a good card coming up for that weekend. We got a title fight actually for Sunday, so it's going to be a 5 round title fight and other many prospects on that card. So don't worry, folks. You got MMA action for this weekend and on Saturday and Sunday. So we'll definitely be covering it, so you can stay tuned for that.
Yep.
Going to be awesome. But Alan, now to get on to upcoming UFC events. Unfortunately, we don't have UFC for this weekend,
Yeah, I don't
but
know how I'm gonna survive. I'm
yeah,
gonna throw
I'm
myself off
depressed.
this bed.
But don't worry. We're gonna. I think we should touch upon the upcoming UFC events. I mean, one UFC piece of news that I just got. So apparently, we're getting a main event sometime in July. The UFC will be pitting number 3 ranked flyweight Amir Albazi against number 5 ranked Tatsuro Taira from Japan. I'm
Hmm.
very excited about that fight. They're both very high level prospects. I think it's
Yep.
going to be a banger.
Yep.
Also, another piece of UFC news that made Alan uh, just blow up of excitement. Abu Dhabi, the co-main event, 5 rounds between Movsar Evloev, the number 4 ranked featherweight, and the debuting Bellator standout, Aaron Pico. Fuck yes. It's going to be the co-main event for Whitaker and DeRitter. I mean, this card is fucking stacked. We got Shara Bullet on the card against Marc-Andre
Hold on.
Barrio.
Pause right there.
Like,
Let me just
like,
jump in.
holy
Let me just
shit.
jump in. The fall of Bellator and PFL, coincidentally, is one of the greatest things to happen to
For
the
UFC.
UFC. UFC just picked up prospect Aaron Pico, who is a fucking monster. He
Bro.
is a very skilled wrestler. I believe he got into, I think he wrestled for 1 year in college, dominated everybody, then dropped out to become an MMA fighter. He he picked up jiu-jitsu. He trained a little bit with Eddie Bravo. Eddie Bravo thought he was a submission specialist. Then he saw him box. He was like, "Oh shit, this kid is going to be a real problem." And it just goes to show how highly UFC view him, to consider the fact that he's making his debut in a 5 round fight against Movsar Evloev, who everybody agrees is next for the featherweight belt. He is next to challenge, but UFC is putting Pico in a number 1 contender fight right away to challenge him. Now, Pico's wrestling is going to be very competitive against Movsar's. I think Movsar still has that grappling advantage, but I do not see how Movsar eats Aaron Pico's
No,
shots.
what
I
the hell?
really don't. He has nuclear bomb power,
Power.
bro. Parade, like Josh Emmett
Highlight
on
reel knock
steroids.
Highlight reel knockouts.
Holy shit, one of the scariest highlight reels on
I
earth.
cannot wait. I mean, Aaron Pico was what was a
Yeah.
homegrown Bellator fighter. I
Yep.
mean, he's amazing, all around great.
He
I
Listen, he's
can't.
not undefeated. He's lost a couple fights, but bro, Simkai, he is a dog.
Oh
He is
no,
a
I know.
freaking
I
dog.
know. He's a fucking
And and this collapse of PFL Tour, we also get Patchy Mix
versus
in the
Mario
mix
Bautista.
at bantamweight. Another world-class signing who I think very like has a very good shot at becoming champion at 135 if
Yeah.
Marab is not careful. Okay, Patchy Mix is a problem. Aaron Pico is a problem. The first one of these Bellator fighters to come over, in my view, of this magnitude was Michael Chandler, and then he opened the floodgates for everyone.
Yeah.
Patricio Pitbull is in the UFC. You have Patchy Mix. You have um, Aaron Pico. Soon, I'm sure you're gonna get AJ
More.
McKee. You're gonna get such good fighters, and these guys all
Yeah. I
belong
mean,
in
I
the
think
top
that
10 of their weight class in the UFC.
I don't think PFL will be lasting for much longer, so I definitely think we'll be getting more fighters coming over to the UFC. We'll also be seeing probably Yaroslav Amosov making his debut at some point soon.
We need to
Uh,
see Dakota Ditcheva. We need to see her in
oh
the
yeah, we need to
UFC
see her. I
immediately.
mean, listen though, Alan, PFL did just announce their PFL Africa division, which is apparently chaired by Francis Ngannou, is going to be
Mhm.
making its debut in Cape Town, and the main
Yeah.
card is actually somewhat interesting. Uh, we are having Corey Anderson's making his heavyweight debut. We
Wow.
have Dakota Ditcheva at flyweight. We have Johnny
Yeah.
Eblin versus Costello Van Steenis for the middleweight
Mhm.
title. We also have AJ McKee, as you mentioned.
Evelyn and McKee are two names to watch out for because they will be in the UFC
Yeah,
very soon.
100%. They're going to be in the
Very soon, bro. Ditcheva
honestly,
too.
other names I would probably say Vadim Nemkov, probably going to be in
Yeah.
the UFC soon.
Yeah.
Uh, Corey Anderson, if he keeps it up. Well, he was in the UFC. I could
He got
definitely see
cut.
him make a comeback if he
Yeah.
make does some exciting performances.
At
But
heavyweight
yeah,
or at light heavyweight?
heavyweight probably. But
Mm.
but yeah, so definitely look out for those Bellator prospects. But Alan, I
Mm,
kind of want to dive into some of these upcoming events as well. I mean, we got well probably should well I want to shout out the fight that's coming up next weekend because we're rooting for our hometown girl Erin Blanchfeld, New
fuck
Jersey
yeah.
worker. So she's fighting in the main event against standout Macy Barber, gonna be a woman's flyweight banger. Both are on the rise.
Aaron Blanchfield by submission.
Aaron Blanchfield by submission. We got you, girl. You're from our hood, so we're riding with you. I think she also wins. It's going to be an amazing main event. Do not miss it. It's a great return to the UFC event.
Mhm.
Um, and then Alan, you're going to be here. You're going to be at that event, but June 7th, 3 days before my birthday, June 7th, Newark. We got Marab and Sean O'Malley, the rematch.
Yes, we
Gonna be
do.
a fucking banger. We also got on that card Juliana Pena versus Kayla Harrison. I think the age of Pena is probably over. I think Kayla Harrison is probably going to run through her, to be honest.
Yep.
Uh, because yeah, but also, I mean, I won't lie. I think Marab wins again. I mean, I'm
Whatever. We'll go into this more next
yeah,
week,
we'll go
but
into this
some
more.
crazy fights. You got Joe Pyfer taking on Kelvin Gastelum, Ashy
Exactly.
Mix making his debut. You got a lot of fun fights
Vincente
on this.
Luque, Kevin Holland.
Yep.
Got yeah, a lot of good fights. You got Sergey Spivak, Waldo Cortez Acosta. Great fights on that card. And then right after that, we got Usman and Buckley. Kamaru Usman is fighting Joaquin Buckley in a pivotal welterweight match.
Yep.
Co-main event. Is it 5 rounds?
Um,
I
I
don't
believe
know.
so. I
It could
believe
be. I
so.
think it's also 5 rounds, but we got Rose Namajunas versus Miranda Maverick. Gonna be a double whammy of
Yep.
awesomeness.
Gonna be fun.
And then Alan, I mean,
Mm,
I think we both talked about this card, but UFC Baku, Azerbaijan. So
we
much,
got to talk about this one a little bit. First
so
of all,
much
they
talent.
dropped a poster. They dropped a poster. Did you
I
see
saw. It
this?
was sick.
I kind of like it, but UFC has got to go back to their winning ways when it comes to posters. Their posters from before, from like 10 years ago, were solid, fire, hardcore, like would hype you up for a fight. Nowadays, it's like soft. Bring back
Yeah.
those posters that made you want to see some people fight. Like these shits are too like sanitized and like cleaned up. Make it look like people are about to scrap. I don't know how to describe it, but bring back the violence.
I mean,
Less of the like abstract art and more of like freaking two opposing sides, they're gonna clash. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
No, I agree. I mean, Alan, also,
Yeah.
that card, the main card for that's pretty
Mhm.
exciting. I mean, obviously, the main
Yeah.
event, Jamal Hill, Khalil Roundtree, two fucking power punchers.
He also
Uh,
got an exciting debut on that card too.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to tell them
Kyoji,
about that?
yeah. First of all, Kyoji Horiguchi was supposed to make his debut against Tagir Ulanbekov. Unfortunately, he had to withdraw from this fight. So Tagir Ulanbekov will now be fighting what's his
Azat
name?
Maksum. He's 17
Rizat
and
Maksum.
1 as a flyweight, so it's going to be a good one.
Good fighter. Then you have Tawfiq Musayev.
Oh, God, I
He's
can't
making
wait.
his debut. He was in Ryzen, he was in Bellator. He is a monster. He is a monster and definitely a guy to watch out for. I'll
Yeah,
be
and
taking him as a lock. I'll be putting
I
him
will
on
definitely
all of
also
my
be taking.
parlays. Um,
You know who else
but
is
yeah,
going to be a lock, though?
who
Nazim Sadikov, our boy Naz MMA.
versus
Shout out
Nicholas
to Naz
Malta?
MMA. He's from the hood. He's also gonna he's been waiting for Azerbaijan event. He's gonna put on a master class against Nicholas Mata. And that's not all, Alan. That's not all for this main card. I mean, the co-main event, Rafael Atiman Fizaev is fading Ignacio Bahamondes.
Sick fight.
Sick fireworks, gonna be crazy.
Mm.
And that's not even the only ranked match we have. I mean, we talked about this one before, but Curtis Blades, number five ranked heavyweight, is fighting the debuting Rizvan Kunaev, who fought in Khabib's promotion, won the heavyweight title, and he's making
Mhm.
his debut against a top five opponent. That should tell you all you need to know.
$5, this fight doesn't happen.
What?
$5 says this
Yeah.
fight will not happen again. How many
It's
times was it scheduled?
like two or three times already.
It was scheduled like 3 times. It fell through every time. Kuniev also used a copious amount of steroids, and he got caught before. Don't know why they're giving him Curtis Blades, to be completely honest, in his debut. Um, I don't know. I really don't see the justification for somebody like Blades in your debut. I guess they have high hopes for him, but I hope they understand that he was like caught using steroids, tested positive. He didn't deny it. Like he's a steroid user. Yeah, he's a great fighter, but I feel like if you're using steroids and then your physique melts, you shouldn't be getting a top five opponent. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. That's just, I don't really
No,
fuck
I
with that.
agree. And
I
Alan,
think that's weird.
actually, speaking about rising heavyweights, we actually got
Mm.
another announcement of a fight. UFC Fight Night July 12th will be headlined by Derek Lewis, the Knockout King, and he is fighting the rising Taliesin Teixeira, who made a fucking impact on his debut. He was the featured fight. He's 8 and
Yep.
0. So we're gonna see if the hype train gets stopped by Lewis or if Lewis gets knocked out. So gonna be a great banger of a heavyweight. That's July 12th. And then
Mm.
Alan, I mean, we cannot skip
I'm
over
gonna be
this.
honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Talisman Teixeira is just too rangy. I think he's just gonna find the one or two shots,
Yeah,
and he's gonna really hurt Derek Lewis
I
because
think
Derek
he's
Lewis is getting older, bro.
yeah.
I
I
love
mean,
Lewis. I love watching him fight. I've seen him fight live. He's always entertaining, but I don't know, fam. I don't know.
yeah,
Talisman
I have to
Teixeira is
agree with Alan on
young.
this
He's
one, folks.
hungry, and yeah.
I have to agree with Alan on this one, folks. I mean, definitely getting up there in age.
Mhm.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens. We also have to give two other pay-per-views a shout out. I mean, 317 is probably the one.
Brother, we can't keep bringing up other events, bro. We're gonna go all the way down the timeline.
I mean, Alan, that's what we're doing right now. I mean, we kind of already went over 317, so we'll
But we
just
went over a fuck ton of events.
oh yeah.
Let's, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
You know
okay,
what I'm
yeah. Let
saying?
me just the main events though, we got Ilia Topuria and Charles Oliveira vacant lightweight title. We have mentioned this one before. Going to be a firefight.
Mhm.
Then we also got the last dance of Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
July 19th, he will be facing Max Holloway in a trilogy. Their first two fights were fucking incredible. And
Yep.
then the last pay-per-view we have announced is Dricus du Plessis versus Hamzat Chimaev.
It's gonna be a fun fight.
So yeah, folks, there's a
Yeah.
lot about UFC coming up. Obviously, as we mentioned before, Abu Dhabi, Whitaker versus the Ritter. Yeah, I mean, a
Yes,
lot of good
UFC has fun fights scheduled. Let's
fun
talk about
fights.
the current state of MMA though. What are your thoughts on the John Jones situation? That boy has been out for almost two
Yeah,
years.
I think
He
it's
now
time to
has the
make.
longest reigning heavyweight championship, even though he has one defense against the 42-year-old Stipe.
Yeah, I think honestly, Alan, if John Jones isn't gonna fight, I honestly like just retire, man. Like
Yeah,
I'm kind of done with his bullshit a little bit. Like, I know he's the GOAT. He's like one of the best of all time, but he's kind of pushing his luck. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. We all want that Aspinall and him fight. Dana said they're working on it, but I don't think anything's gonna get done because Jones is probably gonna pussy out of it. He doesn't. I don't think he wants to face Aspinall.
I don't think
So
he's pussying out from anybody. I think he's just like unintelligently negotiating. He said
yeah,
he wants $30 million. The UFC will not give him $30 million. That's just like not something I don't think it's something that they're willing
yeah,
to do. Um, $30 million to fight Tom Aspinall. I get it. It's a huge risk if he loses, yada yada. I don't think John Jones is scared of anybody on planet Earth because that man is literally John Jones.
true, but it's getting annoying. I mean, at this
It
point,
is getting annoying.
heavyweight
I
division
don't think
is
he's
getting held
scared.
up. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, I'd rather see if Jones isn't gonna fight, I want to see Aspinall defend the interim belt. I mean,
Who do
like,
you see him defending against? Jailton?
no, fuck no, not
Why?
Giles. I mean, I would probably say
He beat Pavlovich,
maybe Gone.
maybe, but Gan also hasn't fought in forever. He has a controversial win over Volkov
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
that Dana disagreed with. I
yeah,
agreed with it, to be honest. I thought Gan won that fight ever so slightly. I thought it was very close.
I think Gone maybe should be next, but I'm gonna be honest. Like, I mean, well, Blades lost to Aspinall already. It was a co-main event. He defended the interim title. I mean,
Mhm.
if we're not,
Pavlovich got knocked out. Blades got knocked out. Who else is even in the picture? Volkov got submitted. Gan didn't fight him, so you have Gan. And then you have who else didn't fight him? Um, Jailton didn't fight him. Who else do you have in that top
yeah, I
five
mean, I
even?
don't even know. I mean, it's kind of annoying though because, like,
Only
honestly,
John Jones.
the heavyweight division. I don't mean to be that guy, but it kind of sucks right now because there's really nothing going on right now. Like it's not, and it's I'm not gonna pull any punches. It's John Jones's fault. Like he's
Yeah.
holding up the division. Like honestly, I don't care if he fights not or next. Just vacate the title or sign your next fight already because it's getting annoying. Like
Yeah, I'm not a fan of what John Jones is doing. Um,
he's kind of
this is
being
a
like
gr
Ngannou a little bit now, which is funny because he criticized Ngannou for doing that. So.
I guess say what you will though, but like Ngannou at least fights, you
Yeah,
know?
Ngannou has fought. I mean, he knocked out Renan Ferreira. I don't know if he's fighting again though. So like,
Speaking of Ngannou, you heard about his situation right now with the motorcycle accident?
yeah,
So he was driving in Cameroon, accidentally hit um, a young girl. I think she was like 17 or 19 years old. And they took her to the hospital and she passed away. And it looked at first as though Francis Ngannou had killed her via manslaughter. It turns out later on, after a long investigation was done, that actually she overdosed on anesthesia due to medical error on the part of the hospital. So it wasn't actually Francis Ngannou that killed her. It was
the hospital.
Cameroon's hospital system, I guess. It was that specific hospital. They gave her too much anesthesia and she never woke up. And Francis Ngannou said he would pay for all the medical expenses that she incurred, you know. So it's a terrible, terrible situation,
Yeah,
very tragic. Last couple of years have been very difficult for Francis
he
Ngannou.
lost his
So
son.
yeah, so shout out. So not
Shout out
shout
to
out to
Francis
him,
Ngannou for
but
being
like
a great human despite everything he's
yeah,
done.
but more than shout outs. Shout outs, what the fuck is a shout out? But like respect to him.
Yeah,
Prayers to the family of
the
that girl.
family. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
also in terms of Francis Ngannou, I mean, he is going to be chairing the PFL Africa debut. I'm personally
Mhm.
excited about that. I mean, I don't think they're going to last really long, but it's good to see MMA at least. The
Mhm.
PFL, the one thing I'll give the PFL is that they're kind of like spreading MMA to like different parts of the world rather quickly. I mean, I don't know if
Right.
you heard about this, but they're actually doing a South Asian PFL like Australia, like Japan. Like I heard they're doing that too. So they're kind of trying to get
Sick.
in there. And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Good. I hope they do, and I wish them the best of luck.
Yeah.
But the way they run their business is not
Yeah,
very
it's not
profitable.
good. I mean, yeah,
Uh,
I don't think they're going to survive that long. I mean, I do. Okay, you know what I do want to give a shout out for though? Because we almost missed this. Our boy from the land of Israel
Mhm.
is fighting this weekend. The amazing Israeli Druze fighter Sean Perro. What a prospect. Like he's been dominating it on the scene. And to Alan's surprise, actually, he's fighting with fighting nerds, which is literally one of
Yeah.
the best like training teams at the moment. Sean Perro will be fighting in Brazil. So he's fighting in a Brazilian promotion. I believe it is on the Fight Pass. I have to
Yep.
double check. But shout out to him. He also follows our page. Much love, bro. Like I can't wait to see you kick ass this weekend. So there's the amazing Sean Perro. He's fighting this weekend. And then Alan, June 6th, Friday, June 6th. I mean, I don't know if you think this is big, but I think it's huge. I mean, we got a chance for Israel to join the world title scene in a major promotion. We have Sheer Cohen. She's challenging for the atomweight Muay Thai belt and won, and she's fighting a fucking beast in Alicia Rodriguez. Like I've seen
Mhm.
that girl fight. She's a monster.
Sick. Yeah.
So Sheer Cohen has a chance to bring the title home. It's gonna be an epic war, I think, in my opinion. I've seen Sheer Cohen fight. She's phenomenal. Wishing her the best in that fight. I hope she wins, brings that world title back. It's gonna be fucking awesome if she does that. Alan, got any thoughts on that? Those two Israeli. I mean, what do you think? What are your
Sean
thoughts?
Perro is a monster. I've seen some of his training videos. He's a dog. Um, Shout out to him. Shout out Shir Cohen. Shout out Yanal Hashmouz. They're trying to put Israel on the map for MMA. I think it's about time. Um, I like it. I'm a big fan of what's happening right now. Um, a lot of action on that side of things.
Yeah,
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how these fights play out. I want to see how well Sean Perro can do, how far he can take it going with the Fighting Nerds, because that's a serious team.
that is a serious team.
Working with them, you might just find yourself getting a call from Mick Maynard one day.
Exactly. It's gonna be awesome. I mean, I hope he puts on the signature glasses too. That'll
Yeah,
be
yeah.
that'll be great. But yeah, I mean, also Yanal Ashmuz will be opening the Newark card where Alan will be. So
Hmm.
lucky for Alan, he's gonna get to see a fellow countryman fight.
My
Uh,
boy.
so yeah, I mean, a lot of exciting stuff happening in the Israel MMA scene. Obviously, the Aronov brothers and many other rising talent. Shout out
Yep.
also to my boy who also follows the page, Moshe Aladi. He goes by Straw Hat Moshe. He will be fighting. He's 4-0, and he's fighting in Italy
Nice.
upcoming soon. So a lot of good prospects on the scene. If you want to definitely check out more for that, I would suggest following Israel's MMA on Instagram. Awesome people promoting Israel's best and brightest. So definitely should check them out. I mean, yeah, a lot of good things going on the roll for them, I would say.
Yeah, yeah. Exciting times. Exciting times. Yo, question for you. If
Yes, sir.
you had to pick one weight class in the UFC, which is the best one right now as it stands?
It's
We
hard.
talked about the we talked about the worst
Welter,
right now. Heavyweight's looking like the worst.
heavyweight is looking like the worst. Flyweight's
Hmm.
actually up there right now. Can't lie about that. Featherweight is good, but uh, honestly, my top three, and I'll probably do it in this order. Light heavyweight third.
Hmm.
Second, second welterweight, first lightweight. Lightweight, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think like the status has changed for lightweight. I think
I
lightweight,
disagree
you really
completely.
don't think that. I mean, they're
I
still headlining PP.
completely disagree.
Alan, they're headlining PPVs. They're getting 5 round co-main events. I mean,
Stop
how
it.
many 5 round co-main events have we had already with lightweights? Like
Movzar versus Pico is what?
the
5 round
featherweight.
co-main
Yeah,
event.
okay, but what do you think is the most dominant division?
I say you got three back-to-back divisions that are the best in the UFC right now. You got welterweight first, because of just the abundance of young, hungry
I mean, I
contenders.
was conflicted with that, so I guess we are on the same if that's in your top three.
Second, you have middleweight. The
Mm.
second most contenders. You have Greekus, who's relatively new to the scene. You have Khamzat, who's challenging for the first time. You have Imavov, who could fight for the belt literally today, and I would not say a thing about that. I think he actually deserves the shot over Khamzat. That's a different story. You still got Izzy. Yeah, he got knocked
Whitaker,
out by Imavov. You got Whitaker.
the
How many
Ritter.
other people? The Ritter, thank you, who just knocked out Bo Nickel. You have all these guys at middleweight. You want to tell me that's not even up there in the top
Yeah,
three?
that's true. I mean,
100% up there. It for me, it's between welterweight and middleweight,
what's your
and
third?
then third, third one is I have to pick. I can't say light heavyweight because Volk and Ilya basically cleared out the. Or sorry, I can't say featherweight because Volk and Ilya pretty much cleared out that division,
I
with
think
the
it's light
exception of
heavyweight, to be
Mofasar.
honest.
I was gonna go light heavyweight. I think so too. That's why I said the three
I
back-to-back
mean,
weight
Alex
classes.
almost cleared the well, didn't really almost clear the division, but Magomed Ankalaev beat him, and I think that division's getting pretty interesting because we're seeing a lot of
Yeah,
contenders. I mean, Dominic Reyes is back. He's
yeah.
close to shooting his shot at the title again.
Almost top five again. Crazy.
I know. I'm honestly rooting for him. I hope Dom gets back into the
I don't
mix.
I don't think I would put flyweight in there. I don't think I would put bantamweight in there because you have a
No.
dominant champion. You have Marab, who's a very dominant
Oh
champion,
yeah, he beat Umar. You can't.
and you don't have any like clear next contender, so I don't think that's the most
Yeah.
interesting weight
No, I
class.
agree.
Featherweight, same deal there. Volk and Ilya basically cleared out that division. Lightweight, I can't. I just can't do it. Okay, who do you have in the top five? The only new guy in there is Patty. You still have
Yeah.
Justin Gaethje. You still have Dustin Poirier. You still have uh,
I think Max
who do you?
Holloway's in there now.
Max Holloway. I think he's top 10, but I don't think he's top five.
Yeah.
You have
Alan,
Max
there is.
Holloway,
I do want to ask you in regards to
Chandler.
stuff.
Mm.
Women's divisions, which is the best?
Women's divisions.
I'm gonna be honest.
I
I think for me, well, the most competitive division, probably women's bantamweight, I would say, because there's a lot of titles probably going to be changing hands. I mean,
I would say flyweight. I think you have way more contenders at flyweight than you do at strawweight or you do at bantamweight. Flyweight, Valentina is the best champion in women's MMA right now.
oh yeah, of course.
Okay, so her division is the best.
No, no, no,
You
but I'm
have Manon
saying like
Fior, you have Manon Fior, you have Erin Blanchfield, you
Macy
have Macy Barber, you have Rose
Rose Namajunas,
Namajunas, you have who is Rose fighting? You have
Miranda Maverick,
Miranda Maverick. You know, you have all these contenders, and they're legit contenders. You know, they're very good fighters.
Tarine
So
Silva, Alexa
yeah,
Grasso.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Alexa Grasso, the former champion who beat Shevchenko, just lost by
So
decision.
Tarine Silva. I think Tarine Silva, in my opinion, she's number one contender now. She might be next, but I don't know.
No, not Karine Silva, to Natalia Silva.
Oh yeah, sorry. Natalia
Yeah,
Silva
yeah, yeah.
will probably be next for the title, in my opinion. I
She
think.
has to be, bro. She's the number one contender. She just
Yeah.
beat Alexa Grasso.
And you know what I will say though, Alan, in terms of women's divisions, I feel like the most fluid with champions changing is probably women's bantamweight. I mean, we just had Raquel Pennington lose the title to Pena. I'm
Which was
pretty,
bullshit.
yeah, that
Pena
was that
fucking
was fucking
lost that fight.
bullshit.
She got her ass whooped.
She got her ass whooped by Pennington. I would have liked to see
Respectfully, like,
Pennington, in my opinion, I want Pennington better get a good ass fight, like to put her
or
back on the
retire.
list.
She's like 42 already.
Oh, I mean, yeah, but at the same time, her wife also is old and just won. So,
Yeah, but it's different.
and she's a
Like
former
the
champion. I think she has to get her respect in that regard. I mean,
yeah,
I do think Kayla Harrison's gonna roll through Pena like nothing. I mean, Alan, oh shit, we're literally forgetting about this, but Amanda Nunes wants the winner of Pena and Pennington. She literally said
it's true.
she will come back to fight the winner. So, I don't know about you, but
Not
would
Pena Pennington, Pena Harrison.
Pena Harrison, yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty exciting for me. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of thought Amanda Nunes left a little too soon. I feel like she still had
I don't
stuff.
think there's such a thing as too soon like that. In
I
a
mean, I
sport
guess,
where it's like life and death,
but you
you
know
leave
how
whenever the
big
fuck you're
Kayla
not ready.
Harrison versus Amanda Nunes would be, former training partners going at it.
You know how big of a risk that is to Amanda Nunes' career,
Oh,
her
I know, but Amanda
legacy, and
Nunes.
her health?
I mean, but then again, if Pena wins, it's the trilogy we've all wanted. They're 1-1. I mean,
I don't know if that's the trilogy we've all wanted. I think the trilogy we all wanted is Izzy versus Pereira in MMA. That's the trilogy we all wanted. Pena versus
well, you know what I actually just realized too?
well,
If Nunes comes back, there is a women's trilogy that we've all wanted for a long time.
yep, double
Shevchenko,
champ,
yeah.
double champ
So I guess we'll
status.
have to see with that. But Alan,
Mm.
yeah, I mean,
I think you give. I think this is what happens. If Harrison really does steamroll Pena the way we are saying she probably will, and then Nunes comes back and fights Harrison and wins, I think you have to do Nunes versus Shevchenko because Shevchenko has defended that belt more times than anybody,
oh,
and
100%.
she has all 8 rubies in her belt. They're giving her a second plaque
Yeah,
for
geez,
her rubies.
she's like
She
the
has
she.
9 now.
I think
She's
she has like the most
Thanos.
the title. I might be wrong, but she might have the most title defenses out of any champion soon.
Active champion, yes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think there's a lot. I think the
I think
women's,
she already has that, except for John Jones.
yeah, I think the women's divisions are a little underestimated in that regard with the great. Because
Yeah. And of course you can't
I'm gonna be
forget
honest.
Weili Zhang.
You might disagree, but Valentina's with her accomplishments is way better than most of the men's champions at this point in terms of accomplishment.
Mhm.
So like, you can't ragdoll on Valentina. So
Nobody is. You
no.
also can't forget Zhang Weili. Zhang Weili is a fucking
Oh yeah,
monster, and
strawweight.
her dominance is the reason that weight class is like slowed down.
Oh
Nobody
yeah.
even comes
I
close.
mean, we both talked about this, but Virna should definitely be up next for the belt. I feel like
Mhm.
that could be interesting.
It's going to be a hard
Probably.
fight for Vienna. Very
That is
hard.
a very hard fight for Virna. But I think Virna, honestly, Alan, in my opinion, has the ability to take Zhang down. I think so. So,
Maybe to take her down,
oh, she'll get starched on the feet by Zhang, obviously.
but takedowns don't mean shit if you can't do anything there.
Oh, yeah, but I think
So
Virna
is
Jandiroba.
is Virna going to be able to actually mount any kind of offense in terms of submissions, in terms of ground and pound on Zhang Weili? I don't think so. Zhang Weili is very good at getting back to her feet, and we saw this especially in the Tatiana Suarez fight, where
Yeah,
she beat the brakes off of Tatiana Suarez, and everybody was telling me, "Oh, Tatiana Suarez, she's the female Khabib," and I was like, "Bro, y'all must have forgot who the fuck Zhang Weili is."
yeah, bro. They
And
were
then everybody found out
underestimated.
again.
Also, actually, something, and this might be the last thing before we close it off, but I actually just realized
Mm,
with Patchy Mix debuting, we will have, and I'm assuming he's gonna win. We might actually have the first ever ranked UFC couple. It's not really that important, but I just
yeah.
thought about that
Yeah,
because
Tatiana Suarez and Patchy Mix are engaged.
yes, and they are training partners as well. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm really glad Patchy Mix has belonged in the UFC for a long time, in my opinion. So
Yeah. Dude, 11-0 as an amateur, 20-1 as a pro.
yeah,
He there's nowhere
he's a
else he
monster,
belongs.
and there's a reason for that. But
Yeah.
guys, you'll definitely see Patchy Mix soon, and all these other fights that we mentioned. Alan, is there anything else you have to relay to the folks today?
Um, Shout out Liam Harrison. He teaches a hell of a
Oh,
seminar.
fucking
That shit, I went to a Liam Harrison seminar. Holy fuck, his depth of knowledge is insane. Holy fuck. If you have not had a chance to go to a Liam Harrison seminar, go to your local kickboxing gym, convince them to host him. The man is a legend. He is a Hall of Famer, Muay Thai fighter. He is just an absolute stud. So shout out
yeah.
Liam Harrison.
Former one fighter, WBC Muay Thai champion. I mean, doesn't
8-time Muay Thai world champion.
eight-time Muay Thai. Yeah. So big guy. Follow him on Instagram as well. One of the best strikers I've ever seen personally, like while watching. So
One of the
yeah,
best strikers of all time.
yeah,
Check him out.
definitely.
All right, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's wrap this bad boy up.
Yes,
Thank
let's
you for
wrap it
tuning
up.
in.
Before we head it off, follow us on Instagram at Combat Sports Report. Sub to our YouTube, Combat Sports Report as well.
Hmm.
I mean, we got some good things coming in the works, like we said at the beginning, interviews, news, fight breakdowns, everything. So definitely
It works.
subscribe, definitely follow. See your two sexy boys over here give some analysis on this combat sports world.
Yep. And stay tuned for upcoming bets and predictions because
Yes, sir.
recently we've been on fire.
Yeah, Alan,
Okay,
I think
we've been on fire. I
oh,
think we have yet to have like
a bad
one
one,
main card that doesn't really pan out. So tune in.
especially those locks, boy.
Yeah, yo, those locks have not missed
Yeah, those locks have
in a
not
long time.
disappointed. Last
Knock on
event,
wood.
8-4, 3-0 on locks. I mean,
Hmm.
folks, you definitely should check out the bets for sure.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Without further ado, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you. I'm sure Simkai appreciates and loves all you guys just as much as I do. Thank you for listening. This has been the Combat Sports Report 20th podcast episode. So
More to
check back
come.
in with us after this weekend for episode 21. Love you guys. Peace.